This video is brought to you by my supporters on Patreon. Hey guys, I'm here with a video showing you how I created the ears for my Ziggs cosplay. So what I'm doing here is taking 6mm EVA foam and cutting out the ear shape that I created for this cosplay. And for the top part of the ear, the part that is like facing forward, I'm taking 2mm EVA foam and cutting that out. And then I'm gluing the top part onto the bottom part that we just made so that it has like this more three-dimensional ear shape before hitting it with a heat gun to help shape it further. Then I transfer the same patterns onto fur fabric, and I just trace around the full pattern, like the full ear shape, 4 times, and then I trace around the top section of the ears, the one with like the cutout that we made the 2mm EVA foam out of, 4 times as well, because I'm going to fold that around the EVA foam base. Since the only fur that I could find was white, well, it wasn't the only one I could find, but the only other colors were like black and a brown that was way too dark, I'm dyeing it, and I'm dyeing it using acrylic paint. So to dye it, I'm taking acrylic paint, mixing it with a lot of water, and then pouring that onto the pieces that we have cut out and kind of scrubbing that around to make sure it's fully saturated and fully colored. And then as it dries throughout the day, I go back and occasionally brush it. I brush it more often to start off with when it's more wet, but as it dries, I start to brush it less. And this is just going to make sure that nothing gets like matted down and it stays fluffy looking after it's dried. Once it's dried, I go ahead and sew the top piece or a top piece onto one of the bottom pieces that we made, and then that's as much sewing as I'm going to do. So I totally derped on this part and didn't realize that the inside of his ears are pink. So I just took a permanent marker, and this is a Copics, and brushed on some pink onto the tips, brushed that out, and let it dry a little bit and to make the middle piece the right color. Now that all of the pieces are correct, I'm gluing on the cover that we just sewn together to the majority of the ears, so it covers the outer edge and then the top edge of the front part. And then I'm gluing in this pink center, and then I'm going to take that second layer that we made for the top piece and then cut that up a little bit because it ended up not fitting quite like I wanted anyways, and glue that onto the inside to make sure the foam is fully covered. Carefully use hot glue when gluing on this part because you want to make sure you're not gluing the fur down with the netted part as well. So what I do is I'll glue it on and then I'll brush it out real fast before the glue dries to make sure that no fur is getting glued down with the hot glue. To finish it up, I go ahead and make these tiny little fabric strips and glue those at a diagonal at either end of the ears, and this is just going to be a spot where I can attach bobby pins. And to create his little earrings, I took a really cheap thin plastic bangle bracelet, cut it, and then kind of clipped it onto the ears. And that's it for this video. I hope you guys found this helpful and enjoyed watching it. Stick around for future videos and check out some of my old ones. Bye, have a lovely day.